Welcome to Seasons of Her. My name is Chelsea. This is the podcast where women choose themselves no matter the cost, even if it costs them everything. This week's episode is about feeling like more of a tool in your relationship than an actual partner. I want to tell you the experience that I had, the questions that I asked myself, the patterns that I recognized that I was stuck in, the decision that I made to get out of it, the aftermath of what happened when I finally chose myself, the things that I wish the younger version of me would have understood at that time to prevent myself from feeling overworked and undervalued and, quite frankly, not seen in my relationship. At the end, I'm going to invite you to join me in Seasons of Her, whether it is just watching my podcast on a weekly basis, following me on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram to watch me build my business from scratch, or to join me for one-on-one coaching to help you navigate life's changes once you choose to choose yourself. So let's get into it. There was a night in my marriage, probably about 6 years ago, where I was lying awake, mind reeling, thinking about the laundry that needed to get done, the dishes, the bills, the kids, the job, the husband, and all of the things that I felt like I needed to take care of because I love the people around me. I want to make sure that everybody's happy, but I can't sleep because the responsibility falls on me to make everybody else happy. Meanwhile, my husband's snoring right next to me, sleeping soundly. I started asking myself, wait, why is he so comfortable to sleep? Why don't I get to do that? Well, then I had to start asking myself questions. Why can't I do that? I can do that. Well, I can't because I got to think about this. I got to take care of that. And I'm responsible for this. And if I don't do this, then that. And I started asking myself, when did I become a tool instead of a partner? When did I start becoming his mom and not his wife? I really had to address myself. This isn't something that happened overnight. This is something that I have made an expectation in our relationship. This is something that I'm apparently very comfortable with owning. It's something that I've conditioned him to expect from me. I have to recognize that I've created this problem for myself. If there's anything that I'm going to do to get out of it, then I have to choose differently. So I want to invite you into a practice that I adopted that has helped me to make a lot of changes in my life, to stop waiting for big life circumstances to happen to me and me reacting to it in order to build the life that I want. I started imagining that I have an opportunity to rewrite my story whenever I feel like it, and here's how I did it. So I'm going to invite you to do it with me. I want you to picture this. Me and you, we're going to go to the movies. The movie that we're going to see is Your Name in lights. Okay? We're going to watch your life. You're the main character. Everything that you're about to watch is your life up until this point. Now I ask you, are you excited to watch it? Or are you nervous? Are you going to be really enthralled with what it is you're going to see? Or are you going to cringe and close your eyes during some parts? Are you going to get up and walk out? You see what I'm doing here? All right. Now, here's my question to you. If you don't like what you're watching, do you realize that the movie's not over yet? There's an intermission. The lights come on. We're halfway through. There's still so much more to see, but there's a plot twist available if only you choose it. So I ask you, how do you rewrite the story of your life so that the movie you're watching starts to become one that you absolutely fall in love with and would not give up over anything else in this world? That is how I have completely upended my entire life, changed myself 6 times over, I believe, and pretty much lost everything that I ever thought would bring me happiness. I'm completely rebuilding my life from the ground up at this point. It all started with me imagining that I don't have to live the life that I've convinced myself I have to put up with. So, dare I ask, where are you shrinking yourself in your own life? Where are you propping yourself up as a tool or resource for other people to support their lives and not choosing yourself as the main character? How can you start doing that today so that the life that you want becomes your reality? So the decision had to be made. I had to do something differently. Now, I wasn't ready to end my marriage. Listen, I loved my husband, I love my kids, I love my family. This was the person that I committed my life to. So, where I come from, my parents are the only people that are still together in my life. I was like, I'm not going to be the person who suffers from divorce. I'm just going to start choosing myself. He'll come along. He'll figure it out. I'll tell you today, I'm not his mama. So here's what I did. I stopped planning for him. I stopped waking him up. I stopped telling him where to go. I stopped making his appointments. I stopped telling him what he needed to do. I let him. I let him show me what he was capable of. I let him show me what he chose to do. I let him feel that I was no longer being his mother. He noticed. Baby, he noticed. Now, why didn't you remind me? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you that? Let me tell you that the arguments were not few and far between. They were coming pretty regularly at this point. It was very apparent that I had made him very comfortable in a life where he was the main character. And I was slowly but surely starting to take more time for myself. Those days whenever I was mapping out his routes for his business, I decided to go for a walk instead. I went to get my nails done. I hung out with my girlfriend. Now, I did not stop being a great wife and mother in every other context of the words. I just stopped managing him. It was very apparent that he was not respectful of the fact that I didn't want to be his mother anymore. So then I had another decision to make. A few years down the road, after realizing that arguing with him all the time about what I was not willing to do and how I was not willing to be treated and what I wasn't willing to tolerate anymore, I kind of just realized it was time for us to part ways. I can love you from afar and respect the decisions that you're making, but unfortunately, the type of person that I need in my life, I need him to understand me and I need him to see me. And if you can't see that I want a partner and I want someone to do life with, not someone to do life for, then I'm not really sure that this is the aligned partnership that I'm supposed to be in. And quite frankly, my daughters are watching me. They are learning how to love themselves, how to assert boundaries, how to interpret respect from other people, and they're falling in love with the ideal relationship by the one that I am operating out of every day. It ultimately came to the decision of I had to choose myself and my girls and the modeled relationships that I was giving them instead of choosing the unaligned partnership that I had previously committed myself to. Now, here's the thing. Looking back, would I have changed what I did? No. I probably would have made those decisions sooner. If I could go back and tell the younger version of myself anything, it would be that you need to fall in love with yourself first. You need to know your values inside and out, what you stand for, what's important to you. Know what you need without a shadow of a doubt by pouring into yourself first. That way, when you show up wholeheartedly to a relationship, the standard of respect and love that you've been giving yourself, you know what it takes to fully automate the happiness in your life without anybody else being in it. You don't need someone else to complete you. You need someone else who's going to complement you and build you up right alongside you. They see your worth, they see your value, they want to help you get better than you already are. You don't need a man to prove to you that you're beautiful. You don't need a man to prove to you that you're lovable. You already are if you just took a few minutes to see it yourself. Those are the things that I wish I could have told the younger version of myself. If you've ever felt this way, if you've ever experienced these thoughts, that's what I do here. Seasons of Her is for the woman who looks back on her life and realizes that maybe the story that she's been telling herself or the life that she's been living isn't the ideal life that she wants, but she has an opportunity today to choose differently. Whether that is the partnership that she's in or just how she's showing up, or the job that she's going to, or even if it's just the daily habits that she's choosing every single day that add up to who she is as a person, she has an opportunity to change it. She doesn't need to wait for some big life-changing circumstance to happen to her. She has every right to choose differently today. What I do is I help you navigate the fallout of what happens whenever you finally choose yourself, because I've navigated it all. I've lost over 200 pounds. I have completely changed the way that I carry myself, how I operate inside of my relationship on a professional level. I've gone through a divorce. I've navigated the grief of my old life, my relationship, being a partner, and helped my children to navigate grief. I'm completely comfortable with telling you like it is, explaining to you what's going to happen when you start doing it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. But here on this podcast, I'm going to share with you stories about what I did, what I was experiencing, how I got through it, what ended up happening, and, looking back, what I wish I would have done differently. I want to offer this to you in a way that makes sense to you, and I'm going to invite ladies on later to share similar stories that they've been through. So please, by all means, subscribe if this resonated with you. I do want to leave you with this. If today you choose to rewrite your story, I want you to work with me if you need the support to move through it. Seasons of Her is the business that I'm building. I offer premium coaching services to be able to help you navigate this fallout, to help you become the woman that you are always wanting to be, to start respecting yourself so you can teach other people how to treat you. If you're just here for the stories, I'm here for it. Follow along, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you next time. Bye.